5:23 p.m.
5/23, 26th December. There won't be any background music on this video. I just want it as plain and simple as possible. I'm going to give you a prediction for 2026 that the light will win because the battle's over. Then I'm going to go long term. We've got a much longer video that you may be watching right now, but for purposes of an introduction on YouTube, this is what I'm doing. It's all amazing. You know, our dreams are getting more vivid, and let me tell you about me last night. I had this recurring, I sleep right here on this couch, very comfortably. And I had this recurring dream of, I'm just tied in with Maya. Put her date down all the time. And the dream just kept starting off where I had to talk about Maya and then move to something else. And I've been in the middle of this predictions video for the better part of a week now. So, this is given to me by my sister, Doreen. She's the fourth of 5. I'm the firstborn. And of course, this is the Mayan calendar. I'll be putting on my hoodie for the next part of this, but for part 1, I want to explain that we have one true creator. If there's a point that you disagree, then turn the video off. But you're here, you're watching, you're there. It's all real. It's perception. Sight, sound, it's imagination, sight, and sound. Yet, before that, there had to be nothing, no existence, non-existence, a void. Now, what we know is that there are frequencies right at 0 that are immeasurable. And that, I'm jumping to the 6th dimension because it holds everything together. So imagine the void like that. And from there, however long it took, it started. Who knows how long non-existent was? It's been invaded after awareness was attained. When our Creator came to and realized, in charge, the divine grid programmer. At that point, the first aware one, then experimentation began. Internally, role-playing, and eventually, the birth of the first new creators. And what were they going to create, one way or the other? And you're one. So there's 900 million of us, humans, walking the surface now. And all the angels are, they're real. Extraterrestrials are real. And they're all very excited for us. So roll reincarnation into history. We're all millions of years old. Our brother, Yeshua ben Joseph, is not the oldest universal point of origin, but he is from Sirius. I'm from Arcturus. Nostradamus is from Arcturus. You'll learn about him. He's on Sirius A right now. There are collectives all over the place. There's 144,000 aware beings that make a collective. Now pick a topic, but it's also one period known as a Baktun, which 20 years Roman on our day-to-day. So we'll let you take a look at this, and then we'll continue. By the way, I'll explain. Although this cup is used, I got it out in Hopi land at the Third Mesa. And that is a drawing of Yeshua's second daughter, first daughter, Sarah. Don't make fun of her. So everything's vibration. There's light, power, sight. Well, it turns out knowledge is tied into that. It's power. Okay, let's start with the fourth dimension, time. We go back. Yuma Proving Ground. YPG. You can trace that to a group that was involved in Aleppo. That acronym. So here's a summary of what's going to be covered forthcoming. It's loaded. That's not even all of it. But here's something very important. I was born in the Bronx, just like Archie Bunker. I'm going to do a separate video on that boy and his actress wife Edith, who was way the hell smarter than him. But Archie was a good guy. He knew a lot of people. And he's occulted like everyone else. So let's get back to origins and how things started. Study this. Everything is vibration. There was the first vibration. And as I'll mention again, or before, the lowest form of vibe, closest to zero on the positive side, is immeasurable. And it is the sixth dimension. It's disorderly. Consider the first dimension a period or a line. The second dimension would be 2D, that's like flat earth, it's a piece of paper. Then in 3D, it rises up, it's a cube. Third dimension, it's that depth, height, width, and depth. Add time. Now that cube is melting if it's an ice cube. So go with water, you can't catch it. And we all started first density, atomic table. Well, Aurora Borealis, the atomic table, wind, fire, water, rock or stone, and then soil. That's the crossover to cyclical life and second density. Goes all the way up to domestic pets. So now I'm going to focus on this single piece of paper and answer my dream about introducing Maya as a part of this. Let's watch it. True North, Magnetic North, and Grid North. Let's explore. I attended this particular school at Fort Leavenworth where they host prisoners and feed them. They get the bag groceries, but we were there to learn how to be in preparation for field grade officership. So we were captains, that's company grade. And It's called a staff study. It's a very logical way of picking the best solution in many cases. For a commander, it can be a decision briefing with weighted criteria. I've covered at least 9, plus me, personalities that are doing predictive analysis, whether they're still alive or not. So it's a wide variety of input with different gifts. And for that reason, you could discuss it for a long, long time, which I don't want to do. So please look at this. Note that there are facts bearing on the problem and assumptions. Okay, Mary assumed the roses, but in this case we're talking about normal, regular, third dimensional. If you don't know it, you have to assume it for probability's sake. Like assumptions. Will there be another president? Well, let's not go there. Will there be another pope? Either way, eventually. Will there be another bankruptcy? Every government since the beginning has gone bankrupt, and The Power of Gold was written about by a guy. I got a cheap book on it, how you could make sure you have possession. And I have friends that like gold, suffice to say. So that's the problem. We have precedents for prophecy, and we have multiple points of view. The path that we're on includes normal death or staying here on this planet because we've learned. So that's important. I hit this one earlier. I'd ask you to just take a while and absorb it. And remember that there are frequencies that are tied into all this. Maya's got a long count. So we'll start with macro time, and I showed it already. So I'd like to take a few zeptoseconds for you to study this. It's been observed. And please remember that the longer version is going to be in the description if watching YouTube. Isn't this cool? There's Planck time. Max Planck. How many zeros? Come on. So it's all been measured. Dimensions are measurements. I mean, you've lived many lives, but we're talking 2026. So that's the problem. We have precedents for prophecy, and we have multiple points of view. The path that we're on includes normal death or staying here on this planet because we've learned. So that's important. I hit this one earlier. I'd ask you to just take a while and absorb it. And remember that there are frequencies that are tied into all this. Maya's got a long count. So we'll start with macro time, and I showed it already. everything matters. Take this in. Here's me right above it. And now for the long count, right here in black and white. Go this way. But remember, it's a slide rule, so there's 3 years that you have to adjust to get from 2017 to 2020. Take a look again. It's true. Here's December. Notice the transition in dates. It's the second disappearing day. It just tried to disappear again. Every time there's a 31-day month and it hits, you can go starting with 0 or 1. We are on our way to predictive intelligence. Oddly similar. Dog and cat. Uh-oh. So I've spoken about the soul swap, Joe Biden and Genghis Khan. Just as a relationship, you have the Bidens and Clintons. The Clintons became shareholders and then majority ownership in Walmart long ago in the 70s. Supplement that with the cocaine that Bill had coming in through MENA and across the surface of the country with George Herbert Walker Bush. That dude is got a lot of money. Of course, he is a Rockefeller, so he plays the sax. But look at the scenery here. That logo, that 6-fan logo, is a propeller for a deep state drill to make a cave. Just so you know that. And of course, that vehicle running by on the road, probably designed to represent Black Friday, fake Christmas, and the need to drive through IEDs and then go home. Why don't we go?